Let's start today's video with a question for you, our viewers. Which, in your opinion, is faster, the multiple rocket launcher Grad or a drone bomber? Here's a hint. The top speed of an empty Grad, and it is certainly empty since it has just fired all its rockets from the firing position, is 85 kilometers per hour, or roughly 50 miles per hour. Here's the second hint. The top speed of a loaded drone bomber is about 60 kilometers per hour when carrying a payload, which is roughly 40 miles per hour. However, speed varies by model and can be up to twice as high. I think, considering all of this and the road conditions, you answered correctly. The bomber caught up with the truck, despite the chase lasting a full 33 minutes. Destroying the MLRS Grad was worth that time, because now it can hurt no one. And the occupiers who were inside felt the pain of the people they had recently fired rockets at. They are such sadists, maniacs. Take that same Magyar, for example. Yes, he's a great organizer and excellent commander, but a complete bastard. I mean, if you look at his videos on Telegram, you'll notice they use 3 or 4 drones just to chase one of our soldiers. That was said during an interview with a representative of a high-level command center. But if we look at the real work of Ukraine's special drone forces, the reality is completely different. Most often, what we actually see from the front lines is one drone targeting one person. Sometimes one drone for a small group. If there are more drones nearby, they are not for fun, not for torture, as Russian propaganda likes to claim. They are there as backup, for a second strike if the first one fails. Or they are simply performing a different mission on the same battlefield. There is no cruelty, no makari. Everything happens fast, precise, with cold efficiency, the kind that fills Russian soldiers with panic long before the impact. For them, this war has become endless fear. It's the 4th year now. They have seen hundreds of drones. They have watched as those drones destroyed their comrades, their vehicles, their columns. And that fear has turned into helplessness, into a sense of inevitability. They know when the drone appears above them, it's already over. Their bodies might still move. Instincts tell them to run. But inside, there's nothing left. Their minds have already surrendered. They are burnt out. And that moment when the drone hovers above becomes the last thing they ever feel. So just take a moment and enjoy this so-called photo session. Not an artistic one, not staged, but a real one captured through the eyes of drones that see the war from above. Every frame is a few seconds before impact. Moments when life and death cross paths in a single point. These operators are true professionals, working not in a studio, but under open skies, where every signal might be their last. This is not content. This is a document, a record of what war looks like in the 21st century, when eyes are cameras and truth flies on propellers. So just watch, without haste, without commentary, and let these images speak for themselves. Special unit of the separate unmanned Brigade Phoenix was carrying out routine and habitual work. Destruction of personnel, that is, the occupiers. Elimination of possible hideouts, dugouts, trenches. Destruction of provisions. Bombardment of vehicles. But some unease told them, no, today would not be ordinary. And so it turned out, because despite the neutralization of Grads,
Armored personnel carrier,
tanks, there was one most eager target. The heavy fire system, Sansapiak, an extremely dangerous thermobaric weapon that regularly shells the Kharkiv direction. The rockets it fires create a cloud of gas that detonates instantly, which sharply changes the pressure and literally destroys everything, from buildings to human organs. Such a target has one of the highest priorities for destruction, and it is an extraordinary feat that they managed to destroy 2 such systems at once. Not all units have the same armament, of course. Some possess a larger number of lighter drones, Others operate more powerful ones, fiber optic or conventional. Their missions also differ. For example, right now we are observing a group focused primarily on armored vehicles, such as the T-72 tank or the MTLB, which is essentially an armored track tractor. But they do not ignore personnel either. In short, you wouldn't want to be spotted by these drones. There are no obstacles for them, even if they have to strike the same spot 3 times. The target will be neutralized regardless. During the Soviet era, Ukrainian lands were used purely as a source of resources. Crops were grown here, and everything that sprouted from this soil was taken away to the last grain. Our fields fed the empire, while our own people were left with nothing. Perhaps this war is not only a fight for independence. Perhaps it is the land itself reclaiming what was stolen from it. Because today, on the Kharkiv front, it is not corn or wheat that grows, but the lifeless remains of those who came to steal and destroy. The earth remembers everything. It stays silent for a long time, but when the moment comes, it takes back what is owed. And it does not forgive those who tread upon it without right, who come with weapons, who spill innocent blood. After the earth had taken its due, it was the turn of the machines that work from the sky. Different types of drones, both kamikaze and bombers, joined forces in a single operation. First, reconnaissance. Drones detected a camouflaged column, 3 transport vehicles hiding under tarps and concealment. The kamikaze drones struck first. With precise, rapid hits, they disabled mobility, communications, and engines. Then the bomber drones delivered the decisive blows to cargo compartments and fuel tanks. The result was total and irreversible. The column caught fire, the vehicles were put out of action, and the camouflage could no longer hide their end. It was a coordinated, combined effort. Each drone type played its role, and together they turned a threat into ash. Thank you for watching.